Hello there, warm welcome to the Ref Show. Really is a warm one as well. Let's begin with congratulations to the new champions of the Premier League, Leicester City. Still can't really believe I've just said that. Burnley, congratulations to you, champions of the Championship. And congrats also to Middlesbrough, who'll definitely be joining them in the Premier League next season. Welcome to Mark Halsey, the two Marks, with Mark Lawrenson. Is this what you said you'd do if Leicester won the title?
No, it's 22 degrees outside. It's just, you know, man with brains. Put shorts on.
But there are standards, though.
There is standards. And
hold on a minute.
That is a fine. That is a fine.
I bet our cameraman can't pick out Halsey's dirty, scuffed, white trainers. Good job Keith's not here.
I've come straight from the Belfry, so I apologise.
That's even worse. So he's been golfing.
Pair of swingers.
No, I don't think
so.
so.
No, not quite. Well, let's
would you like a bigger spade?
This could be a more interesting show than you thought, folks. You've beaten Lineker to it anyway. Let's say.
No, well, Lineker's next season, I think, when he wears his shorts. I didn't have a bet about Leicester, but I said if my team Preston do it, I'll do whatever you want. Yeah. Well, within reason.
And if my team QPR go up next season, I'll do whatever you want as well.
There's no chance of that, so we're all right.
Competition time, answers on a postcode, please, what you want these two to do. Middlesbrough 1, Brighton 1. Huge game at the weekend, big talking point. Middlesbrough obviously going up. Dale Stevens of Brighton, a straight red for a challenge on Gaston Ramirez. We might disagree about this. Let's have the official view, first of all, of Mike Dean's decision there to send him off.
I mean, to be fair, at first it didn't look much. It looked like two players were challenged for the ball. Both feet were up. The ball was there, and he's just got in there first, and he's played the ball away. And Mike was definitely going to show a yellow card because he had his yellow card. He's pulled his yellow card out of his pocket. He was going towards the Brighton defender to show him the yellow card, and then obviously Ramirez is on the floor. He's got hold of him. He's pulled him. Now he's pulled his arm. He's pulled his yellow card. It's fallen on the floor, and then he's seen the injury. Now I think he's gone on the state of the injury, and I think that's why he's thinking, I think this challenge is worse than what I first saw.
So
and
therefore it's wrong, isn't it? It's a wrong call. What do you think?
Well, no, I don't think so. No, it's not.
I'd have been miffed if I'd have got sent off. I would have been miffed.
Should it matter the extent of the injury?
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't matter, but it can have an effect, and you know it has an effect on players because we're always told if somebody gets a bad injury, don't go and stand there and look because then you've got to play, and then you're thinking I ain't going near anybody by the way because I'm not getting one of those. So it should. I think it's a bit unlucky. I'm a Mike Dean fan as well. It shouldn't matter what the injury is. No.
I agree. I think he's been unlucky. He's been very unlucky. I mean, it's happened on a couple of occasions. Do you remember Stoke v Arsenal, Shawcross on Ramsey?
Yeah.
Where it was a good challenge, 50-50 challenge, and then when Pete Walton saw the injury, he produced a red card, and everyone said
Wenger went Dualali.
He went absolutely ballistic. But I think everyone said, well, yeah, okay, unlucky, but a fair red card. And the same, Mike Dean done exactly the same at Birmingham when. Martin Taylor got sent off for the challenge on Eduardo. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He done exactly the same.
Arsenal again.
He didn't do nothing. He went over to Eduardo. He saw the injury, and then he produced a red card.
But does that make it right? And we're all Mike Dean fans here as well. And this guy misses the playoffs as it stands.
Of course you are. I mean, put yourself in Mike's shoes, okay? I mean, even Mark, you see the challenge, you think, oh, okay, yellow card, reckless challenge, and then all of a sudden you see the injury, and you think, this is worse than what I said. This is worse than what I thought it was, and so you don't take any chances. He's just brought out the red card.
Human nature.
Of course it is. We'd have all done the same thing.
Appeal. They're talking about an appeal. Is there a point to appeal? What do you think?
I'm not being funny. You may as well appeal, might you?
Yeah.
What's the worst that happens? You miss a couple of games next season.
Yeah.
So, but if you appeal and you win it, you play in the playoffs, and you might play in the playoff final. So absolutely all day long.
But not only that, Mark. It all depends that sits on that committee, the three-man committee, whether if it's three ex-players, is it a referee, whoever they are. I mean, you know, with the Coyote, when they overturned the Coyote, which I thought was, and the FA admitted that they think they've got that one wrong. Now,
it was overturned.
Behind the scenes.
Inconsistent.
That's what I'm saying. As I say, the FA are consistent at being inconsistent, so you might as well appeal.
At least they're consistent.
Well, so best of luck to all the teams in the playoffs, including Derby County, obviously. And I was there on Saturday. Very unfortunate injury. Commiserations to George Thorne. This really is a shocker. Double leg break in that game against Ipswich. Lost 1-0 to Derby, but it was the Thorne injury. And no repercussions really. Tim Robinson was refereeing. Darren Wassell initially said he thought it was a naughty challenge, but the player, Thorne, has accepted an apology from Jonathan Douglas that it was simply a block tackle.
Yeah. It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, in many ways, they're the worst ones because, you know, nobody meant it. When somebody means it, it's horrendous. But when it's like, it's even worse.
There was no malice in it, as there was no malice either in the one on Ramirez from
it was
Dale Stevens.
both feet were up, so he is unlucky. He is very unlucky.
George Stone's not long been back, has he? Because
No,
he
he hasn't.
had a knee ligament injury. Crikey.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. Best wishes for a speedier recovery as possible. A couple of them, going to the Premier League, a couple of the more criticised referees here. It's only fair that when they do well, that we give praise where it's due. John Moss, Spurs 1, Southampton 2, and Lee Mason, Liverpool 2, Watford 0. I never saw any headlines coming from those games.
I think they were low-key games, weren't they? There was nothing going on, no key match incidents. So, but yeah, you can only referee what's in front of you. And good, well done to the lads, especially John Moss, 'cause he has come in for a lot of criticism. It's pleasing to see him come through a game and no one's talking about it.
There was no tackles flying in either, were there?
No.
I mean,
so.
John Moss got the Tottenham game right, as in he got it 5 days later when after Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
That's
but
the one you didn't want.
No,
nevertheless, we do record when referees do well, as we do with Mike Jones.
And congratulations to Lee Mason for being awarded the FA Trophy final. So.
Right, well done, Lee, and I hope it goes well for you. Yeah. Mike Jones, another one that, well, in previous seasons, certainly last season, he was very erratic. We said so here. But I know that you acknowledge his improvement. He had a really big game as well, Sunderland's 3-2 win over Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a difficult couple of seasons for Mike, but for me, I think he's he's the most improved referee on the Premier League, and he's not made many errors this season. And I think he's refereed very, very well, and I thought he handled the game well on Saturday. I thought John Cherry deserved his 2 yellow cards. I thought perhaps the second challenge could have been red, but you know, he sent him off his last game. But the only thing that annoys me is, and Mark might back me up, is, you know, we're in the entertainments business, and you know, when players score goals, that's what it's all about. The emotions come. You know, you're keeping teams up. He takes his shirt off. So what? If there's one law I'd like to see changed, I think so. The referees is, listen, unless there's something underneath, you know, a slogan that's political, then yes, a yellow card. But hey, come on, let's throw this law out. You know, we need to change it.
Especially if you're trying to avoid relegation or something, or going for the championship. How nuts is that? Just on about Mike Jones, will somebody tell him that they think he's improved this season?
Well,
I mean, somebody in officialdom.
Shouldn't they?
They
course
should,
they should.
but they don't. And we do it here, and we do it, don't we? And I'm well
but
done,
surely
Mike.
I know, but the point is, somebody should say, by the way, you know what? You've had a really, really good season. Because isn't it what you want to hear?
But Mark, I've been there and been in these meetings, and no one talks to you. Mate. There's no communication. There's nothing.
That's because you got scruffy trainers.
Should be the carrot as well as the stick, shouldn't they? Really, as sort of a
It's what you do with your kids, do you
motivational. And Jermaine Defoe, taking his shirt off. I suppose the other argument is it's stupidity because players know and have known for years that this stupid law is there.
In that moment, you know, you don't think about that, do you?
Well, I mean, it was a single yellow card, but I have seen
managers
players
never tell them off.
No, they don't. But I've seen players get sent off for a second yellow and miss the next game. Now that's not really. They should.
Yeah, but you're talking about footballers.
Okay, enough said on that. And just before we go into a competition, Bobby Madley, Aston Villa 0, Newcastle 0, another fairly incident.
0-0.
Game.
0-0.
Newcastle, I think we'll save that for another show, and we might have to as well. Just heading into the break, do rejoin us afterwards. I'm sure you know, You Are the Ref started way back as an iconic cartoon strip in a newspaper with posers on what you would do in refereeing situations on the field, all superbly illustrated by the wonderful sports artist Paul Trevelyan. Now, as a new feature each week, we're going to test your knowledge of the laws of the game and all sorts of weird and wonderful situations that occur within the game of football. Good luck. Here's the first one, and we'll see you after the break. See you then. You give permission for a substitution to take place on the halfway line where the ball is out for a throw-in. The incoming substitute, before running on, takes the throw, releasing the ball with his toes on the touchline. Do you intervene?